Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhiritam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Sri Madatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Purida Janaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, your gospel is like nectar and bliss showered upon the pain-stricken lives of suffering humanity. It dispels all the sins and misdeeds of life. It brings spiritual welfare in life. The spiritual beauty, prosperity, and grace spreads through and through one who listens to your holy message. They are the real givers in the world who preach and pronounce the nectar of your message to the suffering humanity. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So, we are reading the Gospel of Ramakrishna. Today is an auspicious day. It is the beginning of the Navaratri, Mahalaya, when people offer their respects for their forefathers in India. It's a big day. All the past lineage, they are remembered today and they are offered with respect. It's every year. And this is also the birthday, holy birthday of Swami Akhandananda. Here we are reading Sri Ramakrishna, who was actually staying in the Balaram's home in Calcutta. And Balaram invited Ramakrishna for the car festival. There is a car festivity, like here in Venice Beach. They have every year one car festival. It's a big scale. And Balaram was a devotee of Krishna, Vaishnava, and he had a image worship of Krishna every day in their home, Govinda. And that image they used to bring every year, and on this auspicious day, and that's considered auspicious. You pull the chariot or the cart, and there is an inner courtyard, square courtyard. So in the second floor they pull it round and round and round. On that occasion, Sri Ramakrishna went there, and he is now sitting in the small room with the devotees. He was like completely stripped of his clothes, like a 5-year-old child. M, Balaram, and a few other devotees were in the room. One sees God when all upadhis, meaning the limiting adjuncts, disappear and all reasoning stops. Then a man becomes speechless and goes into the samadhi. Coming to the theater, people indulge in all kinds of gossip. But the moment the curtain goes up, all conversations stop. The spectators become fully absorbed in what they see on the stage. I want to tell you something very secret. Why do I love boys like Purna, Narendra so much? Once, in a spiritual mood, I felt intense love for Jagannath. Love such as a woman feels for his sweetheart. In that mood, I was about to embrace Jagannath when I broke my arm. It was then revealed to me, quote, "You have assumed this human body, therefore establish with human beings, the relationship of friend, father, mother, or son. So here we find Sri Ramakrishna is like a child, guileless, simple, and beyond any concept of any. We cannot understand this type of people. That's why society, we are sophisticated society. A gentleman suddenly becomes stripped of his clothes, like a child he is sitting in front of. It is not very cultured behavior. But when Sri Ramakrishna does that, it does not seem like that as we are feeling. It is a innocence and purity and love and greatness of the spiritual fervor manifest in such a way. You find it is called the Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta, the people who are free, they behave like that. They have no social customs, they have no ego, no sense of I, no sense of body. So no sense whether men, women, this concept goes away. We remember that story we read in the Bhagavat, no? When the boy Shukadev was born, it's a story that Shukadev don't want to enter into the Maya. Though he was in mother's womb, but the baby is not being born. And father is Vyasa, such a great spiritual giant. Then he thought what to do. But the father understood, Shukadev, because he is free from very birth, he has no impurity of stainless, perfectly stainless child is being born here. So he will not born in the Maya. He does not enter into the Maya. So Vyasa praised the Lord God, and to remove Maya, at least for a split second, the baby is born. Otherwise, mom's body, it's difficult to carry the child. It's become very big. The story goes almost 18 years. How it is possible, I don't know. But the story says that he was in the mother's womb. And with the prayer and meditation of Vyasa, God made the whole world free from all Maya, split second the point of birth. And as soon as he was born, he is a free soul. So he started walking. And the father, so much affectionate, you are seeing that the boy will be born and he will release his company. And who is father, who is mother for a person who has no Maya? So the boy, without any cloth, naked as it was, started walking. And the father is running after him, my son, who's my son, who is my father? So he does not care about that he was going away. And there is a story, the women, they were bathing in the pond, and the boy, naked boy of 18 years old, adult, and as it were, walked. And they were bathing as usual without any shyness or any. And then when the father, old father, he was running after the son and saying, oh Shukadev, and he passed, and these ladies felt some embarrassment. And then he went to the ladies and asked, what's the matter? Could you tell me? I am your father's age, and my son, who is young boy, he just passed through. You don't feel any shyness or any uncomfortable situation. Why are you feeling for me? I am a sage, I am an old person also. Then he said, no, he has no idea of body consciousness. So he has no idea of sex. But in your mind there is, in deep impression, there is little touch of that. That's why we feel that. Sri Ramakrishna is like that. He has no idea of body consciousness. So he's so child, we don't feel any discomfort to a baby, born baby, no, newborn baby, who feels any shyness, or the baby feels anything. No, no one feels that way. No? So that is the Sri Ramakrishna's context. These are all tidbit things. When we read, we find such unique character of Ramakrishna comes out. And he has gone to a landlord's house, no? They are rich people and so many people are visiting him in front of them. How he can behave like that? And then what he's saying, with that condition he started saying, so serious talk. He says, one can see God's form. By practice, spiritual practice, one can see God with form. One sees God when all upadhis, limiting adjuncts, all the idea of body, mind, emotion, ego, identification is totally all these adjuncts, limiting adjuncts, which is ripped off from the person, free from the upadhis, disappear. When that disappear, and reasoning, people also intellectually think God is this, God is that, how can it be contrary to that? All the logical analysis as we do, that will also stop. Because by logician, by making an argument and discussing the issue, God not be realized. Shankaracharya says that you can read many books, you can talk very eloquently with all the scriptural quotes and things, but you cannot realize God. God is beyond all reasoning, beyond all doubts, beyond all duality. So it is the total annihilation of our ego. This ego which we are having now, this ego will totally dissolve. Like it's baby. Baby has no ego. That's the point. Baby has no ego. He only cries hunger or for any pain. Mom knows what is the problem of the baby and what to do. It is mom's problem. But the baby has nothing, only baby has to cry. And he has or she has no ego. So egoless. Then a man becomes speechless when the upadhis drop. When I can think that I am not the body, not the mind, not the emotion, not the ego, not my intellect, and then everything drops. Ramakrishna says, and the man becomes speechless, the rich, and see the Atman. As a result, the speech is stopped. It is said that he becomes abang manasa gocharam. Bak is speech, mana mind, agochar, unfathomable, immeasurable. It cannot be measuring sticks. These are our measuring sticks. Our eyes, they give us to see something, ears give us to hear something. And our mind helps us to remember that. But these tools are all gone. You see God face to face then. That's why Ramakrishna said, I have seen God more realistically as I see you, like tangibly. And he said that as I am holding this fan means hand fan. In those days, there is no ceiling fan. So he says that I am holding, God can be felt like that. So that is the speechless condition, and then goes into samadhi. Coming to the theater, and giving an example. People talk, chit-chat when they go into see a theater. Those days, movie was not that much available. Otherwise, Ramakrishna could have given movie example. But theater example, the people, so many people dressed up in this way or that way, they assemble and they play, and that drama goes on. It is so many scenes come. So before the scene starts, the people chit-chat, they take popcorn and eat, and then they meet with each other and talking about their mundane things. But as soon as the drop scene is open, whole attention goes to the performance side. So coming to the theater, people indulge in all kinds of gossip. But the moment this curtain goes up, all conversation stops. The spectators become fully absorbed in what they see on the stage. So here, when all gossip, all talk of the chattering of the mind and emotions, all our intellectual, all understanding, misunderstanding, when they all stop, what will happen? We face the Lord direct. That's called the aparoksha. The curtain the ignorance just dropped. Then people become overwhelmed and they get absorbed in that inner joy. That's why they go into samadhi, like samadhi, saguna, swavikalpo, nirvikalpo, different types of samadhi, swavicharo, nirvicharo. So all types of depth and more depth and more depth. So this attention was, our attention is focused this way. And when in spiritual life they withdraw, not this, no outside, then no through the senses, stop, go up and inside, not this, focus, give up all identities, and then reach that point, then your all inward journey started. And when inward journey started, and then all the upadhis, all the limiting adjuncts are dropped. Then last, chattering stops. Chattering goes on up to when so long my mind is functioning, my intellect is working, my ego is functioning, chattering will go on. But when one goes to the ultimate level and cross the eye level, then only the truth and truth reveals. So in that point, like the movie or the what Ramakrishna gave the theatrical performance example, they look at that and they get overwhelmed and totally absorbed in God. No? I want to tell you something very secret. This is his secret. His secret is, why do I love these boys like, these young boys like Purna and Narendra so much? Why? Because once in a spiritual mood, he is saying, in this spiritual mood, I felt intense love for the Lord Jagannath. Jagannath means that when they put the chariot, in that chariot they put Jagannath. Jagannath means Lord of the Jagat, Natha. Jagat means the world, Natha means the Lord. The Lord of the Jagat, Lord of this universe. And symbolically we call Krishna. Symbolically the word Jagannath and his Satchidananda. Anyhow. So when in that spiritual mood Ramakrishna went in intense love for this Jagannath, then what happened? What type of love? He is giving an example. What human expression of love as a man feels for a woman or a woman feels for the man. Intense love. So love such a woman feels for her sweetheart. So that type of intense love when I felt, what happened? In that mood, I was so absorbed inside, as a result I forgot the outside. And so I was about to embrace him. As if Jagannath has appeared before me, the whole world dropped and his presence. And I was trying to embrace, and in that spiritual mood, I have no outer consciousness. So he fell down. He said that I broke my arm. I fell down, and that's why your left arm you will find little, in those days there is no other plaster, but they used to put 2 pieces of wood probably and tie it to make it straight. And Ramakrishna suffered for that physically because of the breaking that arm. You can find when Ramakrishna is seated on a left arm, you will find little bend is there. What that taught me? The secret. He says he's talking about the secret. What taught me? That you are in the body. You are Satchidananda Brahman, one with Jagannath. True. But you have taken a human body. So you should have to bring your mind down to the human personality. Where you can put your mind? A pure soul will like pure souls. Similar minded people like each other, is it not? So a spiritual person who is guileless, who is totally free and of all attachment, he will like some such people in the world who have less attachment, who are no connection with the world and worldliness, like Naren, Vivekananda. It's like a flame, burning flame. Anything you put, it will burn. All Maya, ignorance will be burnt out. So this Naren, Pultu, these are the young boys because they have not entered into the world and they are very just pure souls. So pure soul can talk to a pure soul. So how shall I keep my mind? That was Ramakrishna's problem. Either you have to go in because he's so pure he cannot stay here and in the outside. So you'll have to go to the purity incarnate, what is called the divine. You call Jagannath, you call Ma Kali, you call say something. So going that side, if you go, then you will be forgetful about your outer body. You will fall down, you will break your arm, and you will not be eating, you will be totally sometimes out of food, and it is absorbed in a different way. But how to interact then? You find some similar holy souls who can understand you, you can talk. It's a question of understanding each other, no? So that's why he loves Naren, that's why he loves Pultu. It appears much attachment. You know, even the Freudian people, they read Ramakrishna Gospel and they'll see it, this love of Ramakrishna, they see as sexuality. And there is a book written. And there's a hot cake that's sold. Because Ramakrishna was sexual, homosexual. Because he loves Naren. He's so fond, and Naren comes, come. And this Purna, the Baburam, these 16 children, they're all young boys then. And Ramakrishna become restless. When the other devotees are talking, he will not look at them. Naren has come. So why so much love? It should be Freudian psychology. There is nothing. All cause of everything is sex, nothing else. And they wrote a book. And it is read in the university. Wow. And how do you understand this pure state of mind? Is possible in that state of mind? So pure, so elevated. You need such pure soul who has in them no worldliness. Sri Ramakrishna is beyond worldliness, and these are the pure souls closest to him so that he can communicate, he can talk. Ramakrishna said, when he saw Naren, are you to come so late? I am waiting for you. I am getting burnt by talking to the people of world and worldliness. I am tired of talking to them. He gives the example. You see, the dry firewood, you put into the fire, what will happen? It inflames immediately, no? You bring some just fresh tree, you cut, chop it, and make piece of branch of that wood and put into the flaming fire. What will do? It will consume the fire. Fire will go down, and all the water inside or the sap will be oozing out, and that oozing, it will stop the fire. The Vairagya fire, the fire of renunciation, the fire of purity, the fire of holiness. So that's why he said, I am tired of people talking. And he used to say, these Calcutta people, they are like worms. Worms like the filthy things, no? And he said, I see everyone's mind is so low, only thinking of this. No one looking up. God infinite, no question. He's hinting to the modern civilization where people are not looking at the higher values of life. This is also life, and Sri Ramakrishna is saying, that's why he instructed, Ramakrishna instructed Holy Mother. He said, you give some mantra. And Holy Mother said, what shall I do? I am a woman. And in those days, women don't show their face to the public. They're always under the veil, no? And I don't even see anyone's face. And no one can see my face. So what shall I do to the world? No, no, you will have to do. The people of Calcutta are like worms. They are in so much suffering. You will have to release them. And see, look at what mother did. All the drug addicted, drinking, alcoholic. And the mother took care of them and loved them. He is the highway robber. To take care of that, like a child, her own son, and that is the way they uplifted them. So Holy Mother has greater power than Ramakrishna. Some people say that Holy Mother is much more compassionate, more powerful than Ramakrishna. Because Ramakrishna said, okay, I cannot touch them. And Holy Mother said, okay, let me. That is a story, that one lady came and she wanted something for some medicinal thing. Sadhus may have some medicinal things which can cure her husband or something like that. Or her husband was drug addict, drinking addicted, alcoholic. So to wipe out that alcoholic tendency, so he came to Ramakrishna to give something. That's sadhus give some flowers and something, and people believe that will change the situation. But Ramakrishna said, oh, I do not know anything. You go to her. Sri Ramakrishna sent it to Holy Mother. Then Holy Mother said, Arey, you fool, you come to me. He is the source of all power and spirituality. You go and catch him. Then the poor lady again went back to Ramakrishna. And Ramakrishna again played that role. Hi, you don't understand, she is the Shakti. So you go to her. So back and forth. Ultimately, mother felt so much compassion. Then she gave one offered flower of Sri Ramakrishna in her worship and gave it to that lady. And that of course did miracle to change the character of that person. So they can do it, but mother ultimately is there. She can handle these things. Ramakrishna is too pure. The pure gold, you cannot make any ornament out of pure gold. You have to put some alloy. Mother intentionally put some alloy herself to act out of compassion to help everyone. But Ramakrishna also did. But his body is so subtle because he did so much of austerity and thing. It's a little touch of any impure thing makes it stinging, like that of a scorpion stinging. We know such situation that Ramakrishna was in ecstatic mood and one lady came and just touched her feet, and Sri Ramakrishna jumped out like a scorpion biting, and then he pouring Ganga water to ease that burning sensation. And then that lady will find something very, she was shrunk, thinking that, my God, what did I do? Then to please her, Ramakrishna said, Mother, don't touch me. You can salute from a distance. That will be enough for you. So, list shift, but it is not, it is like an instant action, reaction. As for us, someone throws little chili powder in our eyes, what will happen? I will jump out and rub, no? It's a normal, it's called the key action, reflex action. So similarly, spirituality is such. Ramakrishna was in such a flight of spirituality that reflection action is happening with. Naren tried to test him, so put a coin under his bed. He was not there, he does not know. Innocent Ramakrishna went to Dakshineshwar temple from his room and then went to Maya Pranam and then innocently singing and coming and just trying to sit in his bed. And as soon as he bed, he jumped out and with a scorpion, And Naren was sitting there. He felt bad that I was testing this innocent person. But because he tested, we know that purity can go to such a level that it will have some physical reactions like that. So that type of person, how they can live with the people not of their same mental level, So they are seeking for holy association. That's why he was crying. So you have to come after such a long time. I was waiting for you. When you first meeting with Naren, you can see that it is written in the life of Ramakrishna. Are you to come so late? I was crying and crying and weeping, and I am praying. How much I prayed to Mother. Mother, bring some child who can I talk. How can I live in this life? So that is the. But we worldly people make a mess of it because we view the same incident from our point. So Ramakrishna here is declaring why he loves these young children. In his own words. In spiritual mood, we heard. No? Today we read, the Swami was reading about Akhandananda. And what was that? Akhandananda Swami, in his mood of spiritual mood, Ramakrishna went into ecstasy, and then coming down, he put his leg on his lap and said, hey, please massage it. And he started massaging. He was a wrestler, so he was massaging very heavily. And Ramakrishna cried out, oh my God, why are you doing so hard? And then he said, oh, what to do? He said, you only rub like softly, no? And he said that Ramakrishna's body was like soft, like a what? Like a very soft, like a butter. Their example was given like a butter. So pure soul are like that. So they cannot mix with others who are not in their level. So that's why Vivekananda, Narendra, they could go well. All the 16 children, Brahmananda, and also good devotees also, those who came to him. He used to talk. All the discussion we are getting is not only Naren and Rakhal, but all other devotees who used to come to him. So, I now feel. So I learned from the mother, it was then revealed to me, what? You have assumed this human body, therefore establish with human beings the relationship. So like if someone is a friend or a father or mother or child or son. So that was the lesson, and that relationship he continued in his life. Though he is in Samadhi, when he comes down, he keeps that relationship. Ramakrishna continued to say, I now feel for Purna, another young boy, Purna, and the other young boys, as I once felt for Ram Lala. Ram Lala was the baby Rama. She used to feel in spiritual mood. This Ram Lala, we have metallic Rama, baby Rama, that's called Ram Lala. Lala means darling, darling child. In Hindi, Lala. So Ram Lala, Ram the darling. So he said, I used to bathe Ram Lala. There one holy man came. He was the worshipper of Sri Rama. Ramite Sadhu. They call this Sadhu, holy man, from the Rama tradition. And seeing Sri Ramakrishna, because he's a mystic, he was a very great, highly advanced soul. So he saw that this Ramlala, he was serving Ramlala for 40 years, this holy man. He used to feed him every day, he used to nurse him, he used to make him sleep, wake up, like a child mother takes care of a child. So the sadhu was doing that. And in his mystic vision, he used to see Rama, this baby Rama, is really behaving that close relationship with the Ramite sadhu, the holy man. But when he met Ramakrishna, this Ramlala does not want to stay with that sadhu. He make more friendship with Ramakrishna. And sometimes he will not leave Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna also sees that he is a mystic vision. Baby Rama is with him playing. And this Ramite sadhu, the holy man, he also thinks that he does not like my company anymore. He got his new friend. What to do? Then ultimately he said, okay, this you keep Ramlala. Ramlala does not want me anymore, so you keep Ramlala. So that was the way Ramlala was kept. But Ramlala is like a naughty boy. For us it is a stone, a metallic image, no? But for Ramakrishna it is a living entity. So he is saying, I felt love for Ramlala, the baby Rama. I used to bathe Ramlala, feed him, put him to bed, and take him wherever I went. I used to weep for Ramlala. Now I have the same feeling for these young boys. Look at Niranjan. He is not attached to anything. He spends money from his own pocket to take poor patients to the hospital. At the proposal of marriage, he says, goodness. That is the whirlpool of Vishalakshi. Vishalakshi means a stream that takes away your journey forcefully. So he's saying, I see him seated on light. So he's talking about that Niranjan, who became Swami Niranjanananda, future, no? So he's saying, this, look at Niranjan, he's so pure, he's not attached to anything of the world, and his heart is for the poor people, suffering people. He takes anyone in suffering to the hospital, spends his own pocket money for others' needs, and at the proposal of marriage, when in those days marriage was a very troublesome thing. Why? The school boys, they have not finished their school. Indian society at that time of Ramakrishna was such early marriage, child marriage. So the boy maybe even how much? Maybe 16, 17, 18, no? In the school, they have not finished the 10th grade school. And the girl didn't go to school even 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 6, 7 years, maximum 4 to 6 years. They will have to get married. The social necessity was there, and that has forced them, and it became a bad rule of the society, that every boy is to be married. And the girl is to be married. Oh, she has become 6 years and you have not given marriage to her? The neighboring people will told, huh, what are you doing? See, the father is also in trouble. What to find a boy? So they are all grabbing their boys to get married, get married, get married. So here, the same thing happened. Niranjan was asked to be married. And he himself said, oh my God, it is a whirlpool. I don't want to get into it. Then his mindset is so pure, that's why Ramakrishna could match with him. He's talking.
Ramlala was sung by Jatadhari 40 years, but he never saw Ramlala growing to a 40-year-old man.
In mystic vision, you don't get the age changes. No. In mystic vision, suppose Ramakrishna had been living here, how old will be he? Huh? But when we meditate on what? His samadhi picture. As if that samadhi picture is all the time same. So Krishna picture, no? Krishna. Those who meditate on Krishna. Maybe Vrindavan Krishna. Most Bhakti Bihari, this, that. You go to the Vrindavan, you will find so many beautiful. You go to the Hare Krishna temple, how beautiful is the image. So why they are not old? After so many years, 1,000 years, he will be mad. Surely she should be old. But no, in the eyes of spiritual seeker, no. That mystic vision is something different. Mystic vision is how you meditate, that picture comes in you. And ultimately, these forms melt into formless. Ultimate point we have to keep into, or that's the Vedanta gives us much easy understanding. For the dualist is very difficult to understand. Why Krishna is all the time same? My father also worshipped Krishna. The same image in the house, no? In Indian homes, if you go, you will find that there are an altar. And in that altar, my grandfather worshipped the same, grandma did the puja to the same deity. We are old and the grandfather died. Then his son, our father, my mom took care of that. And now, but Krishna remaining the same. He is not becoming old. How come? Because it is a spiritual aspect of the divine. There is not the physical changes there. That's why in the mystic vision, the form comes on which you meditate, and then that form becomes living, and afterwards it becomes radiant, and then it merges into light, and light effulgent, infinite ocean of light. And that's why they merge, and then people lose themselves.
That's why the Swamiji's birthday is forever National Youth Day.
Yeah, National Youth Day, yeah. He's the embodiment of youth. Now, Ramakrishna continues, Purna belongs to the realm of the personal God. Oh my God. Purna is a boy. We do not know much of him. Vivekananda we know afterwards what he was. Purna, Ramakrishna appreciates him today so much because of his spiritual, inner spiritual potency. He said, he belongs to the realm of the personal God. What is the personal God? Personal God is the divine form. So he lives in that realm. And then beyond that realm is personal, breaks into impersonal. That means his spiritual status is very high. He was born with an element of Vishnu, the Lord Vishnu. Oh, what yearning he has. He loves God. He yearns for God. He cries for God. And also he belongs to that realm. He has come in this age to play with when Avatara comes, he brings his companions. Christ came, Christ companions. You go to Sri Chaitanya came, Sri Chaitanya's companions. Those who are holy. Swamiji came, Ramakrishna came, Ramakrishna's companions. So always like that, there are certain levels of very extremely pure people. They come with them so that they can understand the incarnation, and incarnation can also live in this world. Otherwise they will run away from the world because they don't belong to this mundane world. 2M, Ramakrishna says, 2M, don't you notice that he, means the Purna, looked at you as if you were his spiritual brother, his very own. He said he would visit me again at Captain's house. Narendra belongs to a very high plane, the realm of the absolute. He has a manly nature. So many devotees come here, but there is not one like him. See how much he is praising Naren. And suppose if others are there, they will feel jealous. Why he is praising Naren so much? We are also pure souls. So this, but Ramakrishna is open because Narendra, he says, Purna belongs to the plane of personal God. But he is placing Vivekananda, Naren, as the plane of the absolute. Another higher level. That's why Ramakrishna caught him. Where he caught him? That in the highest plane. He said that his mind one day was soaring high in meditation, no? And mind was soaring high up. Ramakrishna's description. And he was moving on in the higher realm, and he saw the gods and goddesses on the both sides of his journey, no? Crossing that level, he entered into a level where even these gods and goddesses have no entry. They are not that pure. And in that realm, he found 7 sages were absolutely merged in meditation. That's called the realm of unbroken reality, akhanda. In that realm, the 7 sages, they are steeped in samadhi. They have little, only a trace of body is there, but they are not connected with the body. So it's a very high level. We do not understand this type of expression, what does it mean. But we can imagine that yes, if your mind moves in a higher level, this worldly level drops away, and your purer level comes, and the level where the gods level, Hindus believe different levels of strata of your spiritual growth, you can see something as you move higher and higher. That's why it's called, Prabhupada Swami used to say, light and more light and more light, unending experience in spiritual journey. So Ramakrishna saw there. And among the 7 sages, Naren, Vivekananda was the one of the 7 sages. And he pulled him. He said, I am going, you have to come. And the Samadhi, Naren Samadhi man, he opened his eyes slowly because there was a touch of love of God himself. Ramakrishna is God himself. He is requesting, hey, I am going, I cannot go alone, come to fulfill my mission. And he, deep samadhi, he opened his eyes and nodded like this. And that is the end of the vision. And then Ramakrishna is waiting, when this guy will be born. And he ultimately saw one day, a ray of light is coming from Benares, and it's coming to Calcutta. He thought, why this ray of light from Benares side coming to Calcutta? In his mystic vision he saw. And that is the birth of Vivekananda. From Shiva, because Shiva is being worshipped in Benares for the child. It's all, that's why you'll find one uniqueness. They are born out of prayers. Mom and dad, they pray to God for a child. Vivekananda, his mother prayed and prayed and prayed, and even during the 1 month of offering Shiva in Benares, mother was in Calcutta, Noren's mom. Noren's relative was in Benares. So Noren's mom requested, can you give the worship to this Shiva every day? So she will be fasting in Calcutta. Then when she gives the offering, there is no communication. So she will not take any risk. Fast. At the end of the day, then mother will then break the fast and repeating the name of Shiva, 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 Shiva. Mother is praying not 1 day, 2 days, months and months and months, and worshipping Shiva there. And she is meditating on Shiva and praying to Shiva, have a child. That's why when Naren was born, he was naughty. That's why he said, oh, I asked Lord Shiva to give a son like him, and he has sent some ghost and goblin. His ghost and goblin. Anyhow, so this is the born out of prayer. Today we read, after the 3 daughters, elder daughters of Swami Akhandananda, mother prayed and prayed and prayed to have a child, and she was born. So these are different types of children who are born in the world with the prayer. They live in a very higher realm. Mom and dad, they pray to God for having a child of such pure character. So that's why they take shelter in their family. So these are the...
Parents, they prayed and then Shiva appeared and said that you can have a long living, but not...
Yeah, that's a good story. That Naren Shankaracharya, before his birth, his mother and father, they are praying day and night to Shiva. And then, with their prayer and fasting and such pure life, praying to every day, husband and wife praying to God, Shiva, to have a child, no? Then Shiva appeared. Yes, your prayer is sanctioned. But what type of child do you want? A child with long life, with beauty and everything, but will have no much knowledge. And a child will be born short-lived, but will be unique in his spirituality. Then the parents chose, I want that one. So the Shiva was born as Sankaracharya. So you read the history of all the great saints of the world, no? That's why you see Christ is born, immaculate we call. It's their pure life and they have their child. We call Ramakrishna's birth, immaculate. People will not like it. It's unscientific talk. True, unscientific, but it happens, miracle happens, how can we say no? Ramakrishna's father was in Gayadham, and then mother was in the Jairam Kamarpukur. Ramakrishna's father saw the mystic vision there, Narayana appeared, I will be born as your child. Father is seeing there, long distance, there is no plane, there is no train, walking, 2 months, 3 months it takes to go from the home to that holy place. And mother here standing before the Shiva image saw that effulgent ray of light comes out of Shiva and entered into her room. And she already conceived. And when her husband came, she was so simple, talking to the wife, husband talking to the wife, talking to the husband. When you are not here, this happened, I got a child. What will happen today's society? Get out. but his father also know. He said, father responded immediately. Oh, don't tell all these things to anyone. People will be confused. Don't tell. Because he had the experience there, saw that Narayana appeared. It is not the gross, it can come in a subtle form. So the mysterious way God plays. So this is the point. Wherever there is holy people are born, their parents are very holy, and they pray to God. They do all this after that prayer. It is prayer-born child. So they are different. They become spiritual. They come with a good character and they serve the society. Yeah, of course, Ma Sarada was most of the, if we read the lives of the great saints, you'll find that some touch of somebody, you read the disciples of Ramakrishna, everyone you see, mom and dad, they will have few lines, and everywhere you will find, mother was very pious, she was very generous. Some people say, oh, all the mothers are like that. But true, it was like that. They are good, honest, pure people. So, Narendra belongs to a very high plane, the realm of the Absolute. He has manly nature. So many devotees come here, but there is not one like of him. Now we understand. If we look back the history, when he was talking that year, people will think it is a crazy guy. And Narendra also used to say, why do you praise me in front of everyone? Everyone knows me, I am not a very goody boy. I am challenging everything, I doubt everything, I smash everything. And you are praising me, Naren is this, Naren is this. Do I say out of my own fancy? Mother showed me all these things, that you will be like that, see what happens. And now you know, Vivekananda, who was Vivekananda, what was Vivekananda, and what Ramakrishna predicted, everything became so real. So every now and then I take stock of the devotees. Ramakrishna is taking stock of us also. I find that some are like lotuses in 10 petals, some like lotuses with 16 petals, some like lotuses with 100 petals, but among lotuses, Narendra is 1,000-petaled one. I assess everyone's spirituality, but there may be a wonderful spirituality inside. Maybe a 2-petal lotus, 4-petal lotus, 10-petal, 12-petal, but no parallel to Naren, Vivekananda, 1,000-petal lotus. That means fully bloom spirituality. That is the indication. Other devotees may be like pots and pitchers, a small pot and pitcher. But Narendra is a huge water barrel. But he is expressive of Naren at the highest words. Others may be like a pool or tank, but Narendra is a huge reservoir like the Haldar Pukur. Haldar Pukur, if you have gone to Kamar Pukur, the birthplace, there is a big reservoir that is called, there is name Mr. Haldar's reservoir. So it is called Haldar reservoir is Pukur. So Haldar Pukur, that is the name. It's a huge, and barrel, one barrel of water, 200 gallon, but a reservoir, 1,000,000 gallon. So Naren is like that big, that powerful. Among fish, in the ocean you go to see fish, Narendra is a huge red-eyed carp. Others like minnows or smelts or sardines. So about Naren, when he starts talking to the highest degree, and people used to see, he is fascinated, he is attached to Naren. And if Naren does not come one day, he will be restless. He will be so upset. He will ask his nephew, Ramlal, sometimes, or what is the other name? Hriday. In the hot sun, he will be restless and he will say, hey, you have not gone to Calcutta. It is not his business. But Ramakrishna, as if very concerned about Hriday to go to Calcutta. He said, you have not visited Calcutta for a long time. So why not go and check? And when you go, take this sweet packet and give it to Naren and inquire, how is he? And tell him why didn't come. I have not seen him. Main purpose is go to Naren and take his inquiry about him and bring me the news. I am restless. But he is saying that you have not gone to Calcutta. No. So you have to go and see the Calcutta, other people, your friends are there, and then do this business. So that is the way Naren was his heart. It is called Abhinna. There are two bodies. That's why we say, nowadays a new word has come in the Ramakrishna tradition, trio. Trio means Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and Vivekananda. They are three, but three in one. 1 in 3. So the same spirituality which flow from Ramakrishna flew through Holy Mother and Vivekananda. The same message in 3 ways. That's why we discuss this Sunday lecture. Ramakrishna is the Upanishad, Shruti, and Mother is the Shruti, Bhagavad Gita, and Vivekananda is logic, Brahma Sutra. So to know Hindu philosophy, you have to read these 3 books. Traditional Hinduism is Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra is a logical analysis. There is no emotion working there. Vedanta is the highest. How to prove? Everything has been reasonably. Swami Vivekananda, there is no emotion. All based on reason. Proving the truth, what Ramakrishna experienced. And Holy Mother is a practical demonstration. Live in the world, different types of people will be there. How to live in that world, keep your peace inside, how to make your spiritual progress in this odd situation. She is the example there. So that is. So Ramakrishna continues, among fish, Narendra is a huge red-eyed carp, others are like minnows or smelts and sardines. Tarok of Belghoria may be called a bass. Tarok means Swami? Tarok is who? Swami Shivananda. So Tarok is a little bigger fish, but not big like Naren. It is, you can say a little bigger, but other than small fish is the big carp.
Shivananda only could see that Vishwanath around Swami.
Yeah. That was another story. Yeah. Naren is a very big receptacle, one that could hold many things. He is like a bamboo with a big hollow space inside. Oh my God, he's giving so many examples. Bamboo, did you see? Bamboo looks big, but a big hole. It's not ordinary bamboo. In this country you see bamboo, very sticky. You can make what you call the drapes out of that. And Indian big bamboos will be big like this, one bamboo, but too much. That's the greatness of the bamboo quality. Narendra is not under the control of anything. He is not under the control of attachment or sense enjoyments. He is like a male pigeon. If you hold a male pigeon by its beak, it breaks away from you. But the female pigeon keeps still. Narendra has the nature of a man. So he sits on the right side of the carriage. Bhavanath has a woman's nature. That means the bhakti nature or jnana nature. He is indicating that. Vivekananda has a jnana nature outside. And he is talking about Bhavanath, his friend. He has a woman's nature or bhakti nature. So I make him sit on the other side. I feel great strength when Naren is with me in a gathering. So that is the way. About 8 o'clock in the morning, Mahendra Mukherjee arrived and saluted the master. Then other holy devotees, Haripada, Tulsi and other devotees arrived one by one and saluted Ramakrishna. Baburam was laid up with the fever and he could not come. And then master will continue. So our time is up. We only read one page. About 8 o'clock. Okay? Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Now we have some questions. With studying of Vedanta and while trying to look at the world as nothing but a dream, I am not able to be happy even in the happy moments in life, as I am trying to look at them as falsity. I feel conflicted and more depressed. How do I overcome this? True. This you have to understand. With studying the Vedanta and while trying to look at the world as nothing but a dream, I am not able to be happy even in the happy moment. It is a state. The world is not there for whom? Who have got connected with the divine so much. It is not negative. Vedanta is not negative. It is not this, but it is Shivoham, Shivoham. I am neither the mind, neither the body, neither this. But at the end, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. So we are missing one side. If we see it is dream, then why would be your depression is also dream? Your happiness is also dream. Everything is dream. So there should not come depression. You have to, if you follow that strictly, that the world is dream, this is one way of looking at the world. How to reach our divine entity, that is the teaching of Vedanta. I am that. Only that absolute reality, or everything is God. Say whatever language you use. Everything is God means one God, one God, one God. No, God has consciousness. So everything is permeated with one consciousness. But the way I am seeing as table, bench, floor, temple, wood, trees, plants, good, bad, these are all dream because it changes its form every day. So we have to understand Vedanta in the right way. Vedanta says, so long you are eating, eating is true. If you think your hunger is true, then don't say it is unreal. You think, intellectually you can think it is unreal, but you have to say it is God's play. Bring down one step down. Your thought process should be changed. And you take this idea, that's all dream. Yes, that's a good idea. That's also a Vedantic idea. Every teaching is not for everyone to follow. That's why so many philosophies have come. And India is replete with so many philosophies to accommodate everyone from different levels. Huh? Ramakrishna said, Acha, what is the example? If you say it is dream, Ramakrishna said, one lady, Ramakrishna said, you think of God day and as much as you can day and night. He said, no, I cannot do that. But why? Well, I have my nephew. You have your nephew. Yes, I love my nephew. I cannot stay without nephew. Even someone says, I have a goat. What Ramakrishna said? No Maya, it is all illusion. No, no, no. They didn't say. He put the positive idea. You look at your nephew as Rama or Krishna, baby Krishna. And feed him, you think that you are feeding Krishna. You are bathing him, think that you are bathing Krishna. So this world is unreal in which form? In the form I see. But who is there? Nothing but God is there. It is the water only, no? Look at the ocean. It is only water wave. You can name it bubble. You can name it foam. You may say it is a small wave. But you are giving names. It is nothing but H2O. So see God when you are doing anything. Then, and that lady seeing his nephew, through the nephew as Krishna, he is serving Krishna with this mental attitude, he saw Krishna ultimately. And the person, even the goat, feeding the goat, taking care of the goat, and seeing that it is Rama is there, Rama is there, she got the vision of Rama. So this, don't bring two philosophies together and practice at a time. No, you cannot keep two foot in two places. But in a journey, you have to live. You have to move one step, to live up the one step and stand on the other step. So our confusion is that we are mixing with the dream idea. That's a philosophy. The world is dream. And there is just sufficient reason for that to understand that. But when you feeling that I am depressed, then you are not following the dream idea perfectly. In the dream, depression is also in the dream. It is not real. You are feeling joy, that's also a dream. Don't get attached to the dream because that's joy, because it is a dream. Don't get attached to the depression because it is dream. So if you say so, then you have to put this idea of dream idea in every phase of life. And there is no scope of attachment, detachment, or depression, or suppression. Nothing comes over there. So this philosophy we have to understand.
What if you cannot stay with this ideal?
And that's why we take our Vedantic idea, sometimes be a devotee, sometimes be a Jnani. That's why our Ramakrishna tradition teaching is the best teaching. When you feel like that, in a mood, you think that. And when you think, my mind is depressed, not I. Say, you are not depressed, but your mind is depressed. You are not hungry, your body is hungry. You are not tired, your eyes are tired. So, make a separation. I am always the same. So that philosophy, so long you can carry on, do that. If you don't do, oh Lord, it is your play, I cannot take it, please help me. There come the help from God. But it's the same thing we have to practice, jnana, karma, yoga, bhakti. So that will blend in our life, that will be much helpful. And another question. Freud, when experimented, got people of the tamasic or rajasic types as study materials. Pure sattvic types he not examined, as he was no such idea of existing such types. That's why he wronged. Is my perception correct? That's why Freudian types of misjudged Sri Ramakrishna. Yes, that is true. I am not saying that is no theory is perfect. What Freud thought, that's also theory. And there is other theory also. Vedanta says you love everything because of Atman. Your own self is there in everywhere. That's why you feel the attraction. That's also a theory, unless it is practiced in life. And the Freudian idea is also because he didn't get samples of holy people, so many holy people, no? Had he tested Ramakrishna, had he tested Vivekananda, had he tested like people like that, probably he would have a different philosophy. Then it would be the Vedic idea of different levels are there. This is nothing wrong. In India there is this philosophy is already there. So you are correct. They are being the examples taken from people who are not of that level, and the natural inclination is for attraction for each other, is our lowest level. In our normal level is sex. That's all. There's nothing wrong. But that is not the core. Behind that is what? Behind is the Atman. That's why we are falling in love with. Upanishad says, husband does not love the wife because of the wife, but because of the Atman. And the wife does not love the husband because of the husband, but because of the Atman in the husband. So it is all play of Atman inside, and that is the expressed to intellectual level, to emotional level, to body level. So it acts in different level. Now another question, how do we evaluate our spiritual progress logically? It's very simple. Progress, whether we are progressing in our spiritual life, we will understand. When we sit for meditation, our mind gets peaceful. If I miss meditation, my heart will say, I'm missing something. I didn't sit for some time. Even you sit for maybe 20 minutes. But if you mind, you are progressing day by day, you will feel as if something you are missing. I have not done it. I will have to do it, no? Another will be, a tendency will be, where is any holy company? Your mind will run for that holy company. Previously you had to go. Now you can sit in your room and listen to so many talks and lectures. Everyone sits on the computer for their fun time. Someone is interested in music, someone is maybe art, someone maybe anything, excepting official duty I am talking about, personal time. Someone is engaged in spiritual questioning, spiritual talks. So many talks and lectures are available. So they spend their time. Your inclination, intention will change. You will feel more joy in connecting with holiness. Wherever there is holy scripture, holy music going on, uplifting, anything uplifting will be drawing us. I will feel more attached. And higher is that you take the name of Lord, your mantra, your heart will be feeling huge inner joy, vibration. Sometimes tears will roll down, love will flow. So these are the signs. It is subjective understanding, growth. Your character will be changing. I was angry. I used to get so much mad. I also get mad now. But have I reduced it? It has come down. I used to 100 times I used to get angry. Am I getting at least 90 times? Or 80 times? Or 70 times? I used to get attached to this and that. Yes, am I less attached to things now after so many days of practice? So subjective transformation, our character transformation, that is important. And
Ramakrishna Swami said that, are you feeling for others?
yeah, that is only another thing. Right, very good. Very good. Spirituality, if it develops in one, their heart will be thinking for others. others' difficulties. Like Shiva is a gross example here in our Shiva Maharaj. He used to live, his expression is overwhelming. He cannot stop. He could not stop that urge to show and to go out of the way to do something at the cost of his own trouble, at the cost of his own sleep, own restlessness, his planning what to do. So this is the heart will expand. Swami Vivekananda says, expansion. Expansion is life, contraction is death. So we, to be spiritual, we should be expanding, expanding. Our love will flow. And then a point will come, I love my friend and I love my enemy also. So it will expand in such a degree, day by day, day by day, day by day, day by day. As one goes inward, inward going will express in outward this way. Inward will be more joy, peaceful, less in trouble. I will have capacity to withstand, absorb, and then give it to God. And externally, I will be feeling the suffering. Even you will feel the suffering of the trees, plants, animals, ants. Holy Mother was feeling the ant. One small ant is moving, and Radhi, niece, she was trying to kill that. And Mother is saying, don't do that. Don't do that. And she said, I saw Ramakrishna, the same Ramakrishna, his feet, his eyes, his body. So such expansion will happen inward and outward. Okay, thank you. So we end here. Tomorrow is Swami Bhagavad Gita, 7:30 for Swami Shottamayananda. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. We end here. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Just one thing. Today started the chanting of the name of the Mother Durga, Jai Sri Durga. Please do this from today, 10 days, and record your numbers. But don't send it to me. You go to the website and find there is a, what is called? Spreadsheet or what? Sign up sheet. Just place there and automatically it will come and it will be recorded there. So because I will not be able to keep track of so many devotees will be doing, and it will, many people do that. Last year probably we have done maybe 1,800,000 or 20,000 maybe, all together. All over US. We send 1,800,000. Oh, maybe say 1.8 million. Why? Because someone did 100,000, someone did 30,000, someone did 40,000. 10 days, count addition. And not here. Someone is doing in North Carolina, someone is doing in Pittsburgh, someone is doing in New York, someone is doing in New Jersey, someone is doing Atlanta, even doing in our Las Vegas, wherever we have acquaintance, and I go also there. So the devotees are doing from their area, and all come, as also from our list, MailChimp list, devotees get it. So it should not be duplicate. So don't sign in two places. Okay, thank you.